So yesterday we were also talking about not anthropomorphizing Tara, and one of the reasons for that is also because when we do that too much, then we start to see Tara as an inherently existent person. Okay, and so with any of these Buddha figures, we don't want to see them as inherently existent people, because then we're grasping at true existence. Okay, and it also gives us quite a strange idea of what a Buddha is. And then we start thinking, oh, but if I pray to Tara, then I'm not praying to Manjushri, and maybe Manjushri's going to get upset because he feels neglected. And, you know, our mind does all these very strange kind of things. Yeah. Whereas if we see Buddhas as manifestations of qualities, then we don't have the tendency to grasp them as truly existent as much, because we realize they all have the same qualities, and that the form is an outward appearance. It also helps us if we aren't grasping Tara as truly existent. Maybe we cannot grasp ourselves as truly existent too. Okay, but you see, this is why I said to be careful with Tara, because we grasp ourselves as truly existent, everybody around us that way, then we think Tara is that way also, whereas in fact none of us are. Okay, we're all merely labeled independence on accumulations of different parts. Okay, different parts, different qualities, different aggregates. Okay, and so to remember that, and it helps us in seeing that things are empty and also dependent arising. Okay, then this person also had a question about if they are meditating in the sadhana and they have a glimpse of emptiness, do you stop and meditate on emptiness, or do you keep going in the sadhana? Now, normally you would not have a glimpse of emptiness unless you're specifically meditating on emptiness. Now, it could happen that if you're very familiar with the meditation on emptiness, and in your break time you're constantly thinking about dependent arising, then it could happen that you have this kind of glimpse when, you know, you're thinking about dependent arising and walking around. But normally, you know, because emptiness is a non-affirming negation, you usually have to be doing the meditation. It's to identify accurately what emptiness is. In other words, emptiness is not just your mind being empty of thoughts. It's not just a vacuous feeling. Okay? It's not just like the space in the refrigerator when there's nothing in it. Okay? So you might get these sometimes kind of vacuous feelings, or your mind might be sometimes without thought. That's fine. You know, and if you like to rest there a little bit, that's okay. But that's not going to be the emptiness, which is the negation of inherent existence. Okay? Because especially for us beginners, we have to know what inherent existence would look like if it existed, and then prove to ourselves that it doesn't exist. And that's the route through which we know emptiness. So emptiness isn't like some other phenomena, like a positive phenomena that's just out there and that, you know, pops into our mind like a bird flies by and pops into our visual awareness. Okay? It's not going to be like that. It's something that we have to really ponder and understand correctly what it is, you know. And then if you're very, very familiar with it, then there's a possibility when you're doing some other activity, maybe some glimpse comes. Okay, does that make some sense to people? Or, yeah, okay. So, you know, the tradition is very, very specific about really understanding what emptiness means, and that it's not just a vacuous feeling or the mind not having thoughts. Okay? Yeah. Now, it is nice when our mind isn't cluttered with a lot of distracting thoughts. That is very nice, isn't it? Yeah. And so if you have that kind of experience and can stay in that and then begin to see the nature of the mind itself, and that's quite nice, okay? But that's seeing the conventional nature of the mind, whereas emptiness is the ultimate nature. Okay?